send some men with a wagon to collect the prize. We can use the weapons.
Okay, so we're doing... So, after killing dragons and Draugr for half an hour, we're suddenly
Meet the soldiers
back here
preparing for
talking
the
to
attack.
Ensign
Then join
Ricky
them in
again.
wiping out the rebels. Once you prevail, we will garrison the fort.
Yeah.
Well, soldier, are you up to the task?
I'm getting kind of tired of this quest line, you guys.
I'm not sure. I need to think about
I
it.
knew I
Isn't
could
that the
count on you,
same
soldier.
thing from last week? I'm not sure.
Yep.
I don't know,
Yep,
Commander. I'll
yep.
think about it. Which, yes,
So-
yes, you were absolutely right last week, Rutskarn, when you said, yeah, it would be great if your response was, no, I need time to prepare for this mission. That's so much better than, oh, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe?
Are you ready to engage in this quest?
Yeah, maybe we should surrender.
Make some more invisibility potions. Ooh, I have Charis eggs.
I guess the idea is that well, here's the thing. They figured that if you are ready, like, or if you aren't ready, but, like, you want to do it later, you'll just say yes, and then come back to it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's not like you could say yes right now and then, you know, dick around for 4 months.
Actually, no, I don't want to go to
Oh,
Riften to sell stuff, because then
Fuck,
I'll
why
have to
did
talk
you
to
go to
Brynjolf.
Riften?
Bad idea.
Why are you doing
I take
this?
it back. Mulligan, 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 mulligan. Blah, blah, blah.
Every time I go to Riften, I just don't make eye contact with anyone, just walk down
To
the
White
street.
Run. So, what do you think? You guys want to go do the normal, actual, real storyline quests?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do a
let's
couple
do
of
it.
main quests.
Well, we just aced 2 dragons, so I'd say yeah. Let's handle it.
Have we spent those souls, or are we just gonna sit on them?
Let me check here what we got in potential shouts. We got Drain Vitality, Become Ethereal would probably be good. Slow Time.
That one. Become ethereal. I vote that.
Yeah, alright. We got
Oh,
2,
this is
so let's
so
do Become
like-
Ethereal. What? Oh, goddamn.
Becoming ethereal means something in fantasy gaming, and it cannot possibly be the thing that they are doing here.
Right, you should be able to go through walls and stuff.
Yeah!
Welcome to war, mate.
Unfortunately,
Now,
this
don't let
table
them
is
be a
too
warrior.
strong for
We
me.
got plenty
I like that he welcomes you, like, somebody comes in, shouts, goes invisible, and approaches him, and he's like, hey, what do you want?
Well, it's not invisible, it goes transparent.
Welcome to War Maiden. As you can see from all the items on this
Ebony
table,
War Axe.
the Imperialist guards are going through a
we
huge
probably still
weapon
wanna sell
shortage, and
you.
there isn't enough weaponry to go around.
We've got that enchantment.
That actually sounds like it would be a really interesting setting.
doing
Like,
business with
in the
them.
middle of the Civil War, weaponry is at a premium, and like, other goods are fine, but weaponry in particular is really expensive.
That's...
But that would make you this, since you kill so many people in this game and everybody you kill is armed. Oh,
You're a destabilizing
mostly,
factor
Josh.
for the local economy.
yeah, you can outproduce, like one blacksmith can probably make a couple swords a day, and you can come home from a single dungeon run with 20.
Let's go.
Actually, it
Depends on
takes
how
a
you
long
balance
time
the,
for a blacksmith to
weight
make
load.
a sword.
and armor.
Well, in this game, yeah, in this game, a blacksmith, I think, can make a sword in, what, like 5 seconds?
Yeah, true.
I clicked the sword button, now I have a sword.
Just like in the
Wait,
olden
I can't sell you
days.
dragon bones? Really? You won't take dragon... You won't take
You
the
sold them.
skeleton of a dragon. No, I didn't. Did I?
Don't you already? Didn't you already sell them? You don't have any
You know, that's actually pretty realistic,
No, I have
Josh.
7 and 9.
That's actually pretty realistic, Josh.
Oh.
I went to a pawn shop and tried to sell
That
them the
is
bones
what
of a
you
dragon,
wish.
and they weren't having it.
You could sell the bucket.
No, I can't
Well, that makes
sell the
sense,
bucket
'cause-
to him either.
I also tried to like stab a pawn shop owner and then reload the game, and that didn't happen either.
Well,
Man, real life
that's
is
your
so
fault for being
unrealistic.
lame.
Oh, are
Do we
we
have
gonna
like a
talk to
speed
Bellator?
increase
Take a
in?
good look around. I'm sure you'll
I
find
love how
Everything's for
when you
sale.
come in here, your follower spawns at the other entrance.
Yes.
So you walk in the door and you see your follower just running in this direction. Like, what the fuck?
That'd have to be
Bellathor.
every day is an interesting
What?
day for Bellathor.
everything.
What the, oh no,
Some
he
may
was afraid
call
you were gonna
this
steal
junk.
something.
Me, I call them treasure.
I'm gonna steal the fire.
Bellathor's giving you his best pickup line. Hey baby, some call this my junk. Me, I call it a treasure.
Yeah, but does it shoot lightning?
Reginald Catbert wins yet another
Can I not
measuring contest.
sell dragon bones? Did they become like a quest item or something?
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Didn't you give them?
Maybe
them.
we shouldn't be carrying them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. I gave them to you so I could walk here. That's right. Use your teleporting inventory.
It'd have to be an interesting day for Bellathor or whatever if like every time like the door opens and you walk in, you're like, "Hi, Bellathor," and like he hears the other door open and like this other heavily armored person walks in from behind him, behind the counter, and they're just like, "How's it going?"
Remember,
And now we gotta stab you. I'm sorry.
I trying.
This might
Sorry,
hurt
we
a
have to
whole
stab
bunch.
you. We just want your money.
I like that she joins in.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, what are we
1,000
doing?"
Bounty. Oh, it was great because in her shadow, as I draw it, like I draw my weapon and her shadow draws her weapon. And I'm like, "Yep, you know what's gonna happen."
Yeah, you know what
She's
this
into
is.
it.
God damn it!
Take a look.
I also love how just like companions are just jump right in. They're like, "What? Oh, this is what we're doing? Awesome."
See me at my shop. We're routed. Fall back.
You're routed. What?
Like, when would that ever be appropriate?
I
thing
leveled
for
up
Bellathor
from
to-
that, you guys. I leveled up from the skill thing that didn't happen anymore.
Wow. When would it ever be appropriate for him? Why would they give him that particular
Oh, I didn't
comment
level up. Okay.
of "we are
wait.
routed"?
I know
There
it.
is never a case where he should say "we are routed." He sits in a room alone all day. It's either
I'm
you
guessing
are
it's just-
fine
yeah,
or
just
you are
lying
being murdered.
around. Except there aren't really any bandits or soldiers who sound like him.
Right. Right. Like, there is never that particular phrase will never be properly used in any
Was he just having like
context
a
in the
war
game.
flashback?
Oh, hey, these guys are still in the well from like weeks ago.
Oh god.
Oh, I'll bet you people love getting their water in the morning.
And someone just walked out while I was looking at them and said, "Oh, what happened? Those people that were in the well, they're still there."
We have plenty of ingredients for
I don't know
need-
why bodies aren't. I mean, bodies should be removed in 24 hours. That just makes sense. Like, you would assume that when the
Yeah.
player looks away,
Jesus.
somebody comes and carts them away, and buries them at Dev Null.
If bodies aren't removed in 24 hours, you really need to call your superintendent. That shit ain't cool.
Barry's body to Dev Null just makes me want to play continue. Although it does
you
bring
have
bring
nothing.
to the fore the point that there really are no cemeteries in this game, are there? There might be a
Yeah.
few small ones, but compared
There's
to the
like
body counts we rack up,
There's a town that has a cemetery, and it's famous because it does. And they're like, "We're famous for the massive size of our cemetery. We've got upwards of 40 graves."
Yes, Falkreath.
I assume that since they're Nords, they put you on a boat in the little stream out in
Come
front of
back
White
anytime
Roman
if you need
Run
better.
and set it on fire, and then it just burns and falls to the bottom of the stream.
Yeah,
And that's your
how
Mike
cool would it be if this
Shadows.
game? How cool would it be if this game actually had like procedurally generated events every time you come to a city? Like sometimes there's just like a funeral pyre happening, not necessarily for a
Yes.
guy you killed, but just a dead person. Someone died and we buried him. I mean, I recognize that would not work at all given
Oh,
the
I
way
can't
the
stand
AI
the sight
works
of
in
you.
this
How
game,
about
and the fact that nobody ever gets replaced. But
Yeah, and the fact that the population of the town is like 20 people, so if they started dying, then the town would be empty before you finished the game. But yeah, it would be interesting if there were like events, or if you think of another game where you have things like weddings and funerals and births going on, or where people talk about things like that going on to make it seem like they aren't static characters.
It makes me wonder
I've
about the
never
cost
seen
of
it like
Radiant
this
AI.
here. What the shit?
Vampire
It's foggy.
in the old fort.
I've never seen it foggy like this here. It's creepy.
But I wonder if that's the cost of Radiant AI. I mean, we've bemoaned this entire season about the size of the cities and how they're really all like small towns, but the Radiant AI sort of necessitates that because every single person needs to have a pattern, every single person needs to be accounted for, whereas a game like, say, Grand Theft Auto can pretend to be a much bigger city by just having AI people you pass by who are nameless, characterless, and don't really have anything to do. Here, everybody
Yeah.
has to have a job, a place to go to bed, etc., etc., and so to avoid like the SimCity 2013 problem of, you know, having way too many agents to calculate the trajectory of, they just sort of say, okay, there's 8 guys that live here,
what the
and it's a
hell
big
is
city.
Hadvar doing here?
You know,
What the?
in a
Hadvar,
Bill Bryson's
you're on,
book,
like,
At Home,
assignment.
A short history of private life. He's talking about
Get out of the
cemeteries
bar.
and
Go
graveyards.
back to the rift.
And he mentions that like there's a county parish that
Hadvar,
has
you
150
are home.
That looks like, let alone.
that has
Sorry,
250
I-
people in it. It's alright.
What's wrong?
And he's asked to estimate how many people have been buried in like the old graveyard there.
I figured out how we're going to
And
get
he
you to
guesses
the
a couple
town.
hundred.
That would be a bad idea.
When
I'd be
it's
too likely to
actually,
attract
if you do
wrong
the
kind of
math,
attention.
more like
But they don't know
20,000
you at all yet.
buried in this
The
one
Thalmor
lot of
ambassador,
earth.
Elenwen, regularly
And it sort of
throws
makes you
parties
think
where the
about
rich
like
and
how
connected
many
cozy up to
things
the
in
Thalmor.
video games we
I
take for
can get you
granted
into one of
aren't
those
there.
parties. Once you're
For
inside the
example,
embassy,
a
you can get
very
away
good
and
friend of
find
mine
Elenwen's
pointed out,
secret files.
there's sewer systems
I
in
have a
many of these
contact inside
towns.
the embassy.
There's
He's
no
not up for this
toilets,
kind of high-risk
and people
mission,
seem
but
to
he
shit
can
in
help.
buckets. So
His
what's
name is
that
Malborn.
about?
Wood elf.
Yeah.
Plenty
Well,
of
that's where
reason
they
to
throw
visit
the
Malborn.
shit,
You
obviously.
can trust me.
Well,
I'll get word
and
from him
even
to meet you
the
in
cemetery
solitude.
thing. I mean,
You'll
real life
see.
cemeteries.
That's where they
are-
put their
While you're doing
thieves,
that, I'll work on getting you an
Rutskarn.
invitation to Elenwen's
Real life
visit.
cemeteries are big. Like
Meet me at
there
the
are, like I
Solitude
don't live in a
Stables at
particularly
the
big
ranch
town.
station in Malborn. Any
Um,
questions?
Any
And-
questions? Why are we talking through a wall? That's a
yeah,
question
that's
here.
that's all you, Josh. I don't live in a big town, and we have several cemeteries, all
That's
of
when the
which
fun
are bigger
starts.
than Whiterun.
You'll have to slip
All
away
of
from the
Whiterun.
party without raising the alarm.
Like
Then
for
you'll need to
square
find Elenwen's
acreage,
office
cemeteries
and search
take
for
up a
files.
lot of space.
Malborn should be able to
Yeah,
find
I.
And they never
my
get smaller.
middle school had a cemetery larger than Whiterun.
You had your
Wow,
middle
how
school had
violent was your
several-
school?
What?
Well, it was.
What's going on there?
It had a church next to it.
Okay, that's different. That's not your
Is
middle
this
school
some kind of-
cemetery.
Is this Tim Burton High?
I mean, my middle school had a giant
Sounds good.
cemetery because of all the
careful.
people I murdered.
Edgar Allan Poe Elementary.
Did we include on the drinking game, we have a conversation with someone who is entirely obscured by a bit of scenery?
No, but we should have.
Yes, we
Yeah.
should have.
Hindsight.
More ice red teeth.
Oh, look, potions, man. Those would have come in valuable about 100 times since the last time we were here. Does this place replenish?
I think
the-
it.
did the
Well,
The shelves
the
get
weapons
restocked?
didn't. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Yes, take her feather quill pen, because, oh my goodness,
important.
that's going to really turn the tide of a battle coming up.
So do I have anything that's not ice red? You notice I'm going for.
This is a local favorite and one of the first songs I.
Why is that guy so loud? I'm in the hideout and I can hear him all
I
the way
feel like
down
we're
here.
playing Thief.
Oh, did you leave your Pip-Boy turned on?
Old Rorikstead.
What?
The braggart did swag
Did you
and
leave
Yes,
your
that's
Pip-Boy
it.
turned on?
as he
Yep.
told of bold
That's it.
battles and
Yep.
gold he had made.
3 dogs
Good
coming on to talk
evening,
about the
Skyrim.
Wanderer.
This is 3 Cat.
Ah.
I would love if you had turned around and that bard was right behind you, and he just followed you down and begun performing.
There's one other dude in this tavern.
Like
right
the
now.
entire tavern follows him down in there and starts like drinking.
There's
Okay, guys,
one
this
like
kind
a
of looks like
little
a Slender
basement.
game. I'm really nervous right now.
He's basically just serenading
Ooh, we
this
should stay
bearded
here then.
Lord dude.
Let's go for a swim,
I
campster.
love the idea of I love the idea of a bard that just goes up and serenades you to your face. Like, you're just sitting there drinking alone, and he looks right at you and smiling big and begins singing at you. And you'd
Like
just
a
be
musician
really
at
weird
an
and-
Italian restaurant, just going around from table to table.
But you're the only
Man.
one there, so he never leaves.
What the
God, I do love the way this game looks sometimes.
guys?
That was a...
You picked a bad moment to say that, Chris.
Okay, I mean, I see the stupid water animation and the graphical error, but in terms of atmosphere, I love the way the overall environment looks right now. Just the fog
Yes.
and the sort of...
general
What is
glitch brokenness.
happening?
Oh, this is amazing. I never want this
Follow
moment
the
to
white
end.
rabbit. Okay.
Alright, so we
Do we
gotta
have
go
a-
to the Thalmor embassy
Oh my goodness.
and infiltrate it.
Oh, this part.
I hate this mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sort of mission where, like, if you think to yourself, like, if someone like Obsidian made this, god fucking damn, this
Yes.
would be so much better.
You
Although,
like
then
okay,
again,
this will-
Obsidian almost
Hey, it's
did make
not
this
an
mission,
awful
and it was
quest,
beyond the beef, and it was
actually,
completely
but-
non-functional.
It's not an awful quest, but it isn't great either.
But you think this is your big okay, I'm a low combat character. I've got tons of speechcraft. This is my moment in the game to shine, and there's nothing to do here. There's no chance for you
Everybody's
to
leaving the
really
pub.
ply your trade and in speech or
At 8
barter
a.m.
or whatever.
Did you accidentally leave a color mod on? Because that almost looked like I could
No,
see things that
occasionally
weren't
this game
gray.
looks nice.
Occasionally this game looks okay or stuff, whatever.
Hey, what's up, Malborn? I'm being very inconspicuous.
Really? You're who she picked? I hope she knows what she's doing.
She doesn't, don't
Here's the
worry.
deal.
Yes, she picked me for the super secret mission that we're about to do to go into the Thalmor embassy.
She picked me because of my skills at table dancing, apparently.
Yeah, I was about to say, God, Malborn, could you be more subtle? Oh, hang on, I almost knocked your bottle over.
So this is the part that occasionally screws people,
I've got to go.
because they don't
I-
give
I would-
Malborn anything, and then they just walk in there with pants.
I would really appreciate if the Thalmor embassy wasn't do it this way. If you could sneak through, fight through, or bullshit your way through,
Take
and instead you
329
do
arrows.
instead you do talking, but it's not skill based. You just do the little bit of you just talk to 3 different people to get through the front, to get through the into the back. Then you sneak for a few seconds, then you fight your way through.
Yeah, here's
Instead
a
of
fucking
choosing
riddle
between
for
the
you.
3.
Obviously, we need wine.
Why
Actually, let's just
do
take
you
a whole
talk your way
banquet.
in? Because you are going to end up killing everyone inside that building. Like, there's going to be
Yes.
2 people you don't end up killing. Like, 2 people in the entire building because they're at the party. Everyone else is going to get murdered.
I would love if Delphine had given you a direct like, hey, if you cannot kill people, then that means you won't blow the cover of Malborn or whatever. Like, if she gave you some incentive to not go in on a murder spree, and you could decide, okay, do I want to do this loud or quiet? Okay, Malborn pissed me off. Maybe I kind of want to screw him over and just go in swinging. It just would be a more interesting choice than, okay, now the talking part of the quest is over, and now it is time for the fighting. Here is a weapon.
So-
you may fight.
Here's one thing which I did not know, which
Your
someone pointed
job is
out,
to get into the
is you
party without
can
being
wear a
fingered as a
disguise
spy.
for this next
I'll
part.
take care of the rest.
But don't get too excited. You can wear a hooded Thalmor robe and they won't question you.
Welcome to the winking skeever, friend.
Not that that's
Sure thing.
intuitive, because
For a day.
all of the people you meet are not wearing hooded Thalmor robes.
Yep.
See, I killed a
And it's
guard,
bugged.
and I, like, took his armor, and they didn't, like, they were like, what? Why are you wearing the clothes of that dead man? I'm like, fair enough, and then I killed them, and it was not very fun.
Let me
Well,
know
I
if
tell a
there's
lie,
anything
Oh.
killing
else you
Thalmor
need.
is always fun, but come on.
Yes. Oh, that's a
It's
shame.
the worst part is it's got all the code to disguise you.
And
But
then they don't use it right.
it doesn't work. Like they named it wrong, or they were originally supposed to be unhooded robes and it was hooded robes, and so it doesn't actually work.
Was the place actually originally filled with people in hooded robes and you were supposed to be able to steal them, and then somebody changed the outfits later but didn't change the code? That's interesting.
Plus, I mean,
don't
while we're
know.
talking about how it's stupid and should have had more effort put into it, I was a Dunmer woman in nice clothing. You know, if they found me backstage at the Falmore Embassy, just some random guard, would they really immediately transition into murdering me?
Yeah. It feels like they should pull you over, start asking you questions that you could then bullshit through. Like if you've got some speechcraft, or if you've gotten some key piece of lore, like, oh, so-and-so asked me to, if you've paid attention, talk to the right people, then you would know what to say to the guards for a cover story. And so there's three things: speechcraft, knowledge, or combat.
Yeah, like, how about this? Oh no, you found me. Here's my invitation that I have to the embassy. I must have gotten lost
Have you
down the
given up?
wrong way.
But the only way you're going to get past
Sorry, the door was
Yeah.
open in the
Really believe
kitchen.
you're an invited
You
guest.
must, you know,
which means you need to
I
look
guess
the
you have to
part
fire
and not
that
be
guy.
armed to
Well,
the
while
teeth.
I'm back here,
Put this on.
okay, that's
you're
the part
ready.
where we're gonna have to
I'll keep the
improvise.
rest of your
But
gear
you know,
safe
come
until you
on,
get back.
they shouldn't transition
You only have
immediately
what
to
Melbourne
murdering
smuggled in
you.
for you, plus whatever you can pick up inside. You can't go to a party.
But the whole
Well,
game's
even if
based
you
around
just-
combat. I mean,
yeah.
that's what I was complaining about with the dragons, where it's like, at least the dragons make sense. Like, the dragons feel awesome not just because they're cool fights, but because within the context of the systems that Skyrim is built, they make sense. This mission does not make sense in the context
Right.
of Skyrim's systems at
Party
all.
clothes.
And if you could,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
can justify
You should
them
pass
trying to
for a
kill
real
you
guest, at least until
right
you
away,
leave.
even if you think
Don't
that's
worry, we will
justified,
all be waiting
it's
for
not
you when you get
interesting.
back.
It would be more interesting to
make
have a
sure
choice,
you get
so
back
that when
out
you
there
are
alive with
murdering
the
them, you
information
feel
you
like,
need.
you know what, I've chosen to kill these people rather than be a spy. It
Why,
just gives you
Janessa?
some agency.
I forgot we had a mohawk.
I did too. It's been so long.
Because we
Isn't
were
that
wearing
weird?
a
You get to
bear
the-
on top of it.
Yeah, you get to the middle of the game, you take off your hat, and you're like, oh, it's been so long since I made my character. I forgot what I looked